Hey there, YouTubers. Welcome back to the homestead. It's 10 o'clock at night, and I wasn't the least bit tired, so I decided to come out and put up a little video. It's been a while since I've posted anything. We've been super busy with some stuff going around the homestead here, and here's one of the things we did. So my horse cart, I've been noticing the shafts have been making some. There we go.
Well, I was hanging around on the ground with a couple of friends from the block I'd found. We didn't have a motive or a care to share. I had a twinkle in my eye, she had a flip in her hair. We were planting some trees as we had done before. Coincidentally, I was out looking for more, 'cause how monotonous lives, they resonate a vibe. Oh, it's great for a while, but don't get stuck inside your mind when you plant it.
Is it the perfect fix? No, it's not even close. Will it work? It'll work. Is it better than what I had on the last time we had these pipes on? Absolutely. So we've been having fun with that. But I just wanted to check in on the garden, show you kind of how that's been going. And when we left, we had just planted everything, got everything in the ground, and now we're starting to see some stuff poke up. But some of our calculations we had are off a little bit, and we've got some mystery garden going on. And so the front section that we planted here, nothing's popping up yet. As a matter of fact, we don't really know what's in here. We thought we had it written down, and we're not quite sure anymore. So this whole section is going to be the mystery garden, and we're going to see what pops up. And so this portion of the garden's coming up really nice, and I've got the garden book here. The garden book. So this tells me this is last year's garden. I've got a whole bunch of notes written about that, and then this year's garden. And so we're looking at dill, spinach, and chard, and they're coming up pretty good. The newspaper's doing exactly what I hoped it would do. It's keeping the weeds down to a minimum. These guys are a little bit thick in here, so I'll probably come in at some point and thin them out a little bit, and then lay more newspaper this way, and then I'll cover this whole bed with some worm composting or worm castings or horse manure. So my second two rows, these are the ones where I just heaped up the dirt. I didn't do anything special here. I didn't clean out any of the rocks, so this is all just basically tilled soil. And this is our potato beds. All right, so potatoes are coming in really nice. Got a couple little guys sprouting up all over. And we put a whole bunch of these guys in the ground. And you can see this bed is got far more weeds than the other bed does. So we'll have to put a little bit of work out here, but I don't mind that kind of stuff. So these guys look like they're doing really, really good. That's exciting. So lots of potatoes popping up here. And then right over here, we added two more mounds. And these mounds are just basically just almost straight manure. It's year-old manure, been turned twice. And we threw that out there, 2 heaps of that, and then put a bunch of squash seeds in it. And so we're gonna see if the squash will come up or not. Hopefully. Because they grow huge pumpkins up here, and we wanna grow some of those, so that'd be pretty cool. And so the sunflowers are popping up good. I have no idea what's going on in here. Let's see what the garden book says about this one. Wildflowers. Okay, sunflowers and wildflowers in this whole row. So that's what we got coming up in there. So yeah, we've got some mystery in that second row, which actually makes sense because that's the row where nothing's coming up. And so So that whole row there, row number 6, has got nothing in it according to the book. And it's also got nothing in it according to the eyeballs. So hopefully hopefully something will come up there. These were my experiment rows last year. So these two I sifted. I sifted them down to a 1/4 inch classifier just like I did this year, and you saw in the earlier video. The only difference was I didn't put the cardboard underneath it, and I also didn't pull out all of the organic material, all the plant stuff. I left the plant stuff down as a bed and then put the dirt on top of that. Yeah, so this is the bed. I don't know if you have one of these or not. This is a hori hori. It's basically like a Japanese gardening knife. This thing is awesome. It cuts, like if you got a root or something, you know, you can cut with it. You keep the edge nice and sharp. You can dig with it. It's great for planting. It's got the measurements on it. Love this little thing. But this bed, like because it was sifted, it's just so easy to dig in because there is not a single rock in this whole bed. So it's pretty rad. I love it. I'm so glad that I spent that little bit of energy last year digging up all those rocks and roots. So this dirt under here is just, this is going to be great to plant in a couple years. So we'll hit again with some compost. We'll put the horse manure down on here over the winter after it gets a summer of cooking over there in the pile. But yeah, this is going to be a great bed. Well, a couple things, since the light right now is just really awesome for filming, and so I was going to take you around, just show you a couple other things going on in the homestead. A couple things I'm really excited about. One is right down this little path here, and we've got to the point where there's a Lodgepole Pines. We got a couple Lodgepole Pines coming in right here. We've got to the point where we're not going to mow this. It's just beautiful. I love the dandelions. I love everything out here, so I'm not going to waste my energy mowing this down. There's so much edible stuff out here. I'm just going to, and I like it. It looks cool. So we cut these pathways in it, and these pathways just take us back to various things. And one of them is, welcome to my shop. Yeah, it doesn't look like much right now, but we are standing inside of what I'm going to be building back here. It's a timber frame shop. So it's going to be 30 by 40. So we're looking straight down the run at one of the corners, and the other is going to come down into my tree line there. And so I will lose a few trees, but they're mostly just the cottonwood trees. So I'm not too worried about losing them. And my other stake just down there. So 30 by 40 timber frame shop in the back here, and that's gonna have all of our leather working stuff. Don't worry, we're gonna do a whole series on building this shop. And so this is just the beginning. This is just us laying it out for future, and to wrap my brain around how big it's actually gonna be. So last year I planted 6 Burr Oak trees, and this little guy did not make it through the winter. I was quite sad. I was hoping, I'm still coming back here and watering it. I still have hope that there's life in the roots, but I'm not gonna wager the house on this. Been cutting in my pathway, making sure there's no trees that are gonna hit me when I walk, and keeping this open with the weed eater, because I do take a stroll around this every day, come back to water the oak trees and just check out the fence line and everything. So 6 Burr Oaks went in the ground last year, and you saw one that was hurting, and here's one that's doing pretty darn good. Pretty psyched about this little guy. A little bit dirty from the weed whacker today, but this little one's doing pretty good. It's gonna need a trim in here, and I'll wait a couple years, see if anything grows out of these little dead stalks here. But I don't want to trim it too soon, but I also don't want to let it spend too much energy on dead plants, so we'll get them off. Actually, now I'm looking at it, that looks like it's starting to bud a little bit. So yeah, leave it alone, let it grow, see what happens. Okay, this is Burr Oak 3. This little tiny little guy doing pretty good. This was my smallest one that I planted. Leafed out okay. That one's doing good. And this was super exciting. I was just taking the weed eater around today, cutting some paths in. This is a brand new path. And I was coming down, I have some Lodgepole Pines planted up here, and I was just coming down to take a peek at the Lodgepole Pines, and I found this little friend. So this is one of the 6 that got planted last year, and unfortunately this little guy got forgotten. So when I was away at work, this little guy didn't get watered for the whole summer last year, and it was a hot summer. And so all of these leaves were on here, but they were all shriveled up and dried and horrible. And it was really sad. But again, you know, I feel like you just leave well enough alone. My partner, she was saying, pull it out, it's dead. I said, no, you gotta leave it in there. You gotta let it do its thing. And I was super surprised to come in here today. This was all overgrown. And I came in and here it is, growing these little leaves out of the bottom. So that's why I'm watering that other one still. It's just because you don't know, the vitality of these things is amazing, and they will grow sometimes when you don't even think they will. Since we're standing here by the oak, why don't we just take a quick look at these lodgepoles? So we got 6 of these lodgepoles growing here, and you can see by the discs where I've weed whacked. We've got the 6 of them growing. They're doing okay. They're a little bit brown. They could probably use more water than they've been getting, but I'm kind of focusing all my energy on keeping these oaks going. These oaks are so, they just mean a lot to me. I mean, heck, I got the oak leaf on the hat, and I've been watering them and taking care of them as much as I possibly can, and I've kind of been neglecting everyone else, but they seem to be doing okay. I'll come in and knock the weeds around them down so we can see them and they don't have much competition. Well, that was unfortunate. I just dropped my tripod and my phone holder is now in a bunch of pieces. So that was pretty unfortunate. I'll have to go buy another one. Not looking forward to doing that. Bummer. I like that thing. I use that a lot. Well, what are you gonna do? Thanks for stopping by. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see the garden grow, the best thing I've heard to help garden grow is helping your subscriptions grow. So subscribe to my channel and help my garden grow. Thanks. Have a great day.
Well, I was hanging around on the ground with a couple of friends from the block I'd found. We didn't